Hi. You'll have to forgive me. I'm a little tired at the moment. I was rudely awoken early this morning with positive news that I am anxious about. Um, as I believe I mentioned at some point, maybe not the GUA stream, but before that, I had a job interview yesterday, and I was informed earlier today that I got the position. Um, the problem is, while the game store job, I was moderately excited about. Like, I knew what to expect from that, and was a place where I could share my interests and things like that. And I don't know. This is kind of I don't know. There's a lot of variables. Um, it's kind of like a transportation service, and it's going to bring me all around the state. Most of which, as you can imagine, I am not familiar with. Um, and so there's going to be some variables with that. There's going to be some variables with hours. That's going to be the biggest thing to me, because like I've for a long, long time, ever since college, I would say I've been a real night owl. If I have my way, I stay up till like 3 a.m. or later, or earlier. Is it earlier at that point? I think it's earlier at that point. Um, but this position is posting like they're anticipating that I could have a start time between 4 or 5 a.m. and it's going to be a really drastic change. And they're saying like 10 to 14 hours a day, and then for some reason still working 5 days a week when you can work 3 or 4 days with that. It's going to be a lot, and I'm concerned that I'm just going to feel like I'm going to have no life once that starts up. But it could also be something that I feel a lot better about when I start doing it. But yeah, I'm anxious about the whole thing, and so I some of that was in my mood back on Friday night when the vibes were off with that stream, and I do apologize for that. Um, but that's kind of the stuff that I was thinking about, because at that point the interview was scheduled, and they had given me the rundown of hours and things like that, and I was like, oh, is that going to be something I like? And I'm still in that phase. But the one concern, or the one thing that isn't a concern, is that the money will be good for this. The hourly rate is decent, and then if I'm getting a lot of hours, it's going to be nice. Um, but with that, so the normal job is Tuesday through Saturday. I'm working a lot of hours potentially, but that's more so because I will be I'll be starting very early in and then maybe getting off at a decent time. It will be there will be a question of whether or not I will want to stream on a weeknight anymore because of that. That's something I'm gonna have to wait and see, or might just play it by ear like every week. It's just like, well, it's this day. Do I want to stream? No. Okay. Do I want to stream? Yeah. All right. Um. So that's kind of up in the air. Um. I might be a little more willing to do a stream on like the final day of the work week into my weekend, which would be like Saturday night. So is it? I just so Wednesdays I'm not sure about anymore. Um, GUA Tuesday nights I'm not sure about anymore. It might need to move. Um, if we still do them. Um, and then my weekend streams are maybe moving to Saturday and Sunday if I feel like doing them. The thing is, if I don't feel like doing Saturdays, then we would move GUA to Sundays, and then GUA would be the only thing I freaking stream at that point, unless I want to do a Monday night stream. But before I go to work on Tuesday, but I don't know if that's a good idea. Um, but this is all I just don't know. I don't really know what I'm getting into. Um, some concerns were alleviated as part of the interview initially, but it's still really up in the air for just like how taxing it's going to be for me on any given day, um, and just what I'm going to feel like when I come back, how much time I'm going to have when I come back at night, stuff like that. How practical it would be to like do a stream over just going to bed if I have to get up at 4 earlier the next day, which should be illegal. No one should have to get up that early. If I had my way, like I would say 8 a.m. at the earliest, maybe 7. But as I said, I'm quite a night owl, and but it's just going to change my entire sleep schedule. It's going to change my entire personality. I feel like I'm going to be someone who's just working all the time. But I maybe it won't work out that way. But I'm in a weird mood because of all that. Um, and they woke me up early today, so I'm already tired as well. So there's going to be a lot of wait and see in the future, and just keep your eyes and ears open for updates, and things. I don't think I'm going right into that schedule next week. I should be doing stuff of like doing like a drug test and like normal stuff like that either tomorrow or Friday. I might have to get up early for that tomorrow. That would be fun if they just call me at 8:30 in the morning again, be like, "Hey, this appointment is an hour from now. Get going." I will not appreciate that. But I should probably get used to it. But the plan is to do that either tomorrow or Friday, and then I think I'm starting training stuff Monday and Tuesday, and then kinda sorta in the schedule I think for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then like the actual Tuesday through Saturday stuff would be the week after that, I think. So we're heading into a period of I don't know what the hell's happening, and I'm very concerned about it. And I don't want to like I've tried to keep a consistent schedule for a long time. My past jobs have had allowed me to do that, but this one's gonna fuck some shit up, and I'm sorry about that ahead of time. I will try to do what I can, what I'm feeling up to. Um, we have the stream tonight, and I think we're good for 2 weekend streams this weekend. And then I will try to keep everything as normal for next week. We will see how things go. Um, would kind of be nice to fit another audio surf showcase in there. I don't know, because if I don't fit another audio surf showcase in next weekend, it's not going to be done by this weekend. And I have 2 other games I'm trying to get to, so I don't think I'm going to get to it. But if I don't do it next weekend, it might just never get done. I might just never be in the mood for it, is what I'm concerned about. Um, so do let me know. I'm not quite sure what my schedule is going to look like. I would ask you to let me know what night would be best for an audio surf stream. I remember Baba saying Fridays are better for them, but I I might not have a choice in the matter if the more intensive schedule or more intensive hours get going. Because Audio Surf is not a game you should play if you're not running on very much sleep for epilepsy reasons. So I might have to do that on Saturday or something. Next Saturday, that is. But yeah, I'm gonna try to keep things as normal for that period of time, and then after next weekend, I don't know. Everything's gonna get moved around, and streams are gonna be fewer and farther between, I think, and I'm sorry for that. But I ran out of time, and I'm relieved I found something, but I'm anxious because it, like, if it is a job that I don't like, I won't get out of it because I need money, and I would be afraid of being in this position for the third time in 2 years of just not having any money or not having any income, and just yeah, so I would be stuck. But it should be, it'll be plenty of money. I'm just concerned about my well-being and my enjoyment during that, and how much that I can continue to do with you guys while that's going on. But it's gonna really get in the way, and I'm gonna turn into a real loser. It's gonna be even harder to keep up with things. But anyway, I just thought I'd put that out there. That is going to be it for tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with me or watching at a later time, and I will see you next time. Have a good night.